The agreement was finalized. Dumuzi would spend half the year in the underworld with Ereshkigal and the other half in the upper world with Inanna. This arrangement came to symbolize the cycle of the seasons, with Dumuzi embodying the fertility and vitality of the earth. During the summer months, his presence in the upper world would bring life, growth, and abundance. In the winter, his descent into the underworld would herald a time of death, stillness, and nature's rest. The tale of Inanna and Dumuzi grew into a profound myth, illustrating the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. It underscored the essential balance between the realms of the living and the dead, a harmony that governed both the physical and spiritual worlds. This timeless story served as a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things and the inevitability of change and renewal. Daibot strikes with relentless nightmares, often laden with terrifying scenes of death and suffocation. Those caught in its grasp must act swiftly to escape. The victim can either bite their thumb or wiggle their toes, actions believed to break the spell of sleep paralysis and awaken them. However, if they fail to do so, no external help can save them. The Daibot remains invisible to others, and its suffocating weight will overpower the victim, ultimately leading to their demise. This sinister entity serves as a grim reminder to respect nature and its spirits, a cautionary warning against causing harm to the natural world and its delicate balance. In the Philippines, tales of vampiric beings are abundant, with chilling accounts of even vampiric infants and children. Among these is the Tainak, the vengeful spirit of an unbaptized or aborted child, bent on exacting revenge upon those who have wronged or abandoned them. The Tainak's appearance is grotesque yet haunting. Pale, sickly skin, deep-set glowing eyes, sharp claws, a forked tongue, and a bloated stomach. Its signature is a high-pitched, piercing scream, a cry that echoes eerily through the night, luring unsuspecting victims toward their doom. The Tainak prefers desolate and hidden places, forests, swamps, and abandoned buildings, where it lies in wait. It uses its cry to mimic that of a helpless baby, drawing compassionate individuals closer. But as the target nears, the Tainak reveals its horrifying true form. Its innocent facade distorts into a demonic visage. Its claws extend into deadly weapons, and its teeth elongate into razor-sharp fangs. It attacks with ferocity, draining its victims' blood and leaving them on the brink of death. Particularly feared for its ability to target society's most vulnerable, pregnant women and children, the Tainak is a chilling embodiment of vengeance and despair. The Tainak preys on those with innocence and purity, drawing strength from their life force to satisfy its unending hunger. Its victims are often defenseless, their vitality serving as potent sustenance for the creature's malevolent existence. To guard against its attacks, carrying a rosary or other religious object is essential, as the Tainak is deeply fearful of sacred symbols. Traveling alone at night is especially perilous, as the creature is more likely to target individuals who are isolated and vulnerable. Salt and garlic are also believed to repel the Tainak, acting as protective measures against its sinister presence. Regional variations of the Tainak legend exist, but a common theme persists: avoidance is paramount. Encounters with this terrifying entity are often fatal, leaving no room for mistakes when it comes to self-defense. The stories serve as both a warning and a guide to surviving its horrifying predations. In contrast, the Anjit, another figure from Filipino folklore, is a fantastical creature resembling a centaur. It has the upper body of a woman and the lower body of a horse, embodying a blend of human and equine traits. While its nature and role in myths vary, the Anjit presents a striking image in the tapestry of Filipino mythology, adding another layer to the rich and diverse folklore of the region. The Anjit is a creature of mesmerizing beauty, her long, flowing hair cascading like silk and her gaze captivating all who meet it. Her presence is adorned with an ethereal glow, enhancing her otherworldly charm and leaving an unforgettable impression on those fortunate or unfortunate enough to encounter her. According to legend, The Anjit dwell in remote, untouched forests and hilly terrains, far from the reach of human activity. These secluded sanctuaries provide them with both solitude and safety, allowing them to exist in harmony with the natural world. The Anjit are not only stunning, but also highly intelligent and deeply attuned to nature. They possess supernatural abilities such as shape-shifting and communicating with animals, making them formidable guardians of their domains. One of their defining traits is their irresistible attraction to precious gems and treasures. They are especially fond of diamonds, rubies, and emeralds, which they hoard in their secret lairs. Stories often portray them as cunning tricksters who use their enchanting beauty to lure unsuspecting travelers into their secluded territories. Once there, the Anjit employ their wits and charm to deceive their victims, robbing them of their valuables before vanishing into the wilderness. These legends paint the Anjit as both alluring and dangerous, a symbol of the untamed, mysterious forces of nature that command respect and caution. The Anjit are sometimes depicted not as tricksters, but as noble guardians, tasked with protecting hidden treasures buried deep within their territories. Legends tell of these mystical beings judging the intentions of those who wander into their realms. Those with pure hearts and selfless motives are rewarded, while the greedy and corrupt are met with swift and often harsh punishment. This dual role of both protector and judge further elevates the Anjit's position in Filipino folklore. The Anjit is often considered the female counterpart of the Tikbalang, another prominent creature in Filipino mythology. Some stories even recount collaborations between the two, as they work together to safeguard sacred treasures or punish wrongdoers who violate the natural order. The Anjit stands as a symbol of the delicate balance between humanity and nature, the ordinary and the mystical, a connection celebrated in tales handed down through generations. Meanwhile, beneath the waters of the Philippines lurk equally captivating yet dangerous beings, the Sayakoi, often regarded as water ghosts or aquatic spirits. Found in both fresh and salt water, these entities bear striking similarities to the sirens of Greek mythology. The male Sayakoi are humanoid with fish and reptilian features, including gills on their necks that allow them to breathe underwater. In contrast, the females resemble mermaids, with human upper bodies and fish-like tails. Unlike traditional mermaids, however, the females possess a blowhole-like vent on their back, akin to dolphins or whales, requiring them to surface periodically to breathe. The Sayakoi are masters of deception and manipulation. Female Sayakoi can take on a fully human form to lure unsuspecting victims closer to the water, but their briny scent betrays their true nature, allowing cautious individuals to identify and avoid them. Once close enough, their charm and melodious singing ensnare their victims, drawing them into the depths. Male Sayakoi, on the other hand, rely on their immense strength, speed, and supernatural powers, which can drive victims into the water against their will, often without any apparent cause. Both the Anjit and Sayakoi illustrate the duality of Filipino mythology, where beauty and danger coexist, and where nature's allure comes with the potential for peril. These tales serve as cautionary reminders of the need to respect the forces of the natural and supernatural worlds alike. Once victims are ensnared by the Sayakoi, they are dragged into the watery depths with no chance of escape or defense. But while the Sayakoi dominate the aquatic realm, another terrifying creature prowls the shadows on land. The Sigbin, one of the most fearsome vampiric monsters of the Philippine Islands. The Sigbin is a night predator of hideous appearance, striking fear with its grotesque features. It is a large creature covered in dark reddish-brown fur, its massive ears flapping like clapping hands and a long, whip-like tail trailing behind it. Its bat-like face is marked by piercing, menacing eyes, and its distinctive, unnatural gait is even more unsettling. It moves backwards, with its head tucked between its hind legs. This bizarre stride, combined with its ability to melt into the shadows, makes the Sigbin exceptionally difficult to track. Known for its scavenging behavior, the Sigbin preys on both humans and animals, draining their blood, and stealing their life force. The most chilling legends of the Sigbin describe its heightened activity during Holy Week, a time when it is said to hunt children. Once it captures a victim, it gruesomely tears open their chest to remove their heart, adding the organ to a gruesome necklace strung with the hearts of its many victims. Despite its terrifying reputation as a nocturnal predator, particularly feared for its child-hunting tendencies, the Sigbin holds a dual role in Filipino folklore. In some regions, it is primarily seen as a bloodthirsty monster. Elsewhere, however, it is regarded as a mystical gatekeeper, guarding forests or mountains against trespassers and malevolent forces. Whether as a ravenous hunter or a mysterious protector, the Sigbin embodies the darker side of the supernatural, serving as a reminder of the peril that lies hidden in the shadows of the natural world. Its legend, like many in Filipino mythology, intertwines horror with a sense of reverence for the unknown forces that govern the land. The varying depictions of these creatures showcase the depth and richness of Filipino culture and folklore, a tapestry woven with stories of both fear and wonder. Among the most iconic and feared creatures is the tikbalang, a legendary being said to lurk in the dark and dense forests of the Philippines. Known as one of the most famous monsters in Filipino mythology, the tikbalang is a horrifying figure with a humanoid body topped by the head of a horse. Its exaggeratedly long limbs, hooved legs, and twisted claw-like hands add to its grotesque and otherworldly appearance. The tikbalang is commonly associated with remote, heavily forested areas, where it is believed to dwell in isolation. Its roots are deeply embedded in the animist traditions of indigenous Filipino communities, though the horse, an animal not native to the region, suggests that folklore surrounding the tikbalang evolved with cultural influences brought by Spanish colonizers. A notorious prankster, the tikbalang delights in confusing travelers. It is known for leading wanderers astray, causing them to lose their way and wander aimlessly in circles until exhaustion sets in. In some cases, the creature's mischief escalates to aggression. The tikbalang is particularly drawn to women and is said to sometimes charm them, leading to the creation of new tikbalang through these eerie unions. To protect against the tikbalang, Filipinos employ various methods. Some carry special amulets, while others turn their clothes inside out to counteract its spells. Avoiding travel at night or making unnecessary noise in its domain are also common precautions. In some interpretations, the tikbalang is seen less as a physical being and more as a forest spirit, a guardian of nature that enforces respect for its habitat and ensures ecological balance. The tikbalang's enduring presence in folklore highlights the blending of indigenous beliefs with external cultural influences, creating a creature both terrifying and deeply symbolic. Much like the vampire myths that have appeared across the globe, the tikbalang serves as a reminder of the universal human fascination with the unknown and the supernatural. Its stories, like those of other Filipino mythological beings, continue to captivate and caution, connecting modern audiences with ancient traditions. The manananggal is one of the most chilling creatures in Filipino folklore, embodying a terrifying duality. By day, it appears as a beautiful woman, blending seamlessly into human society. However, by night, it transforms into a grotesque, winged monster. The creature's upper torso separates from its lower half, sprouting massive bat-like wings that enable it to take to the skies. From the severed bottom of its torso dangle its internal organs, including its intestines, creating a horrifying and unsettling sight. The manananggal is said to inhabit rural areas, preferring caves, forests, or abandoned houses as its lair. At night, it preys on the innocent, flying silently through the darkness in search of victims. Pregnant women and their unborn children are its primary targets. Using its elongated tongue, which can extend astonishingly far, the creature pierces its victims' bodies through any available cavity, mouth, nose, ears, or other less visible openings, to extract blood and entrails. Victims are left pale and lifeless, drained of their vitality. The origins of the manananggal trace back to pre-colonial times, where it was used to explain mysterious deaths illnesses, and other misfortunes. Its terrifying form and predatory behavior served as a cautionary tale, urging people to remain vigilant and protect their families, especially pregnant women, from unseen threats. Like many vampire-like creatures, the Manananggal is vulnerable to sunlight, which can destroy it entirely, reducing it to dust. To survive, the creature must return to its severed lower body before dawn to reintegrate, resuming its human guise during the day. This need to rejoin its lower half exposes another weakness. The creature's lower body is left defenseless while it hunts. If salt, garlic, or ash is sprinkled on the exposed lower torso, the Manananggal cannot reconnect and is rendered helpless. Despite its monstrous nature, the Manananggal's blend of beauty and horror captures the imagination, reinforcing the age-old themes of deception and danger lurking beneath the surface. Its enduring place in Filipino mythology continues to fascinate and terrify, a reminder of humanity's deep connection to tales of the supernatural. Its lower half, when left behind, is vulnerable for the whole time it is parted from its upper half. Local people might smear salt, garlic, or ash on the lower part of the unprotected body. These are extremely damaging substances for the Manananggal, preventing it from rejoining its other half and wreaking more havoc the next day, and dooming it to die under the morning sun. As a mythical creature in Filipino folklore, the aswang shapeshifts and feeds on human flesh and blood and pregnant women's fetuses, vampire-like, with a long, thin tongue to draw children out of their mother's wombs. The creature lusts uncontrollably for raw meat, especially human flesh. Possessing a shapeshifter nature, the aswang is often portrayed as a combination of several supernatural creatures such as vampires, witches, and werewolves, all of which make it particularly feared in local traditions. It is said to have been an individual who lost control of his spiritual self, allowing its inner darkness to manifest within monstrous forms. The aswang is believed to morph into different forms, such as animals or even other people, to fool its victims. By day, it often impersonates an ordinary human, hiding its true nature and mingling among the locals. Nevertheless, at night, it reveals its ghoulish form and goes on the hunt. One feature common to many tales is its preference for human flesh and blood, particularly that of children or corpses. These creatures dwell in isolated areas, such as forests or cemeteries. They prey on excluded and outcast individuals, such as pregnant women, travelers, and people living on the fringes of communities. The aswangs can also hypnotize their victims, turning them into easy targets. Many distinctive types of the aswang family can be found, each with its own unique features. The most common are the tikbalag, a half-horse, half-human creature, which supposedly lures the travelers to their doom. The Manananggal, a creature that splits its upper torso from its lower body during the night to fly and attack sleeping victims. The Wak-Wak, a bird-like creature that allegedly snatches fetuses from pregnant women. The Sigbin, a creature equipped with a long, thin trunk to suck the blood of its victims. And the Amalanhig, a failed aswang that rises from its grave to murder and eat people. The aswang lore has evolved over time, adapting to changing social and cultural backgrounds. Throughout the Spanish colonial period, aswangs were often associated with the devil and evil spirits, mirroring Catholic influence. Some researchers believe that the aswang legend was magnified during the Spanish colonization of the Philippines to inculcate fear and control in the local population. For protection against an aswang, items such as garlic, sacred amulets, salt, and prayers are considered efficient to ward it off. Aswangs have become more complex characters in modern times, depicted as tragic figures or even anti-heroes. The aswang holds a special place in Filipino culture, proving the power of folklore to shape identity, infuse fear and fascination, and promote the Filipino people's cultural values and traditions to this day. The Mangkukulam are the dreaded and powerful witches who practice kulam, the dark magic originating in the Philippines. These witches are most often depicted as old, haggard-looking women with long disheveled hair and sharp nails. The Mangkukulam dwell in isolation, in the thick forests, or in abandoned houses. One legend has it that the Mankukalam possesses a deep understanding of herbs, potions, and incantations, capable of casting powerful spells that can bring great harm to people. These incantations range from minor inconveniences and bad luck to inflicting serious illness or even death. However, they were also looked to for aid in love and to cure grave ailments. The Mankukalam can communicate with spirits and even predict the future, either through prophetic visions or by using strange fortune-telling rituals. It also possesses the power of metamorphosis, transforming itself into animals such as cats or owls, and possessing people's bodies, controlling their minds and actions. Prior to the arrival of the Spanish in the Philippine archipelago, these sorceresses were regarded as powerful shamans. However, their image was gradually distorted over the centuries due to the Christian influence that rejected their magical and supernatural practices. The belief in the Mankukalam is still widespread in many parts of the Philippines, especially in rural areas where the Filipino sorceresses continue to engender fascination and fear. The Capri is a giant, living in the trees of the Philippines. It is an enormously large humanoid with dark skin, long unkempt hair, and bushy beards. One remarkable feature of the Capri is that, despite their massive size, they can render themselves invisible to the human eye, adding to their eeriness. The Capri dwells in large ancient trees, especially the balays, known as prickly pears. They are regarded as sacred in some Filipino cultures. The myth goes that it spends most of its time resting in these trees' branches, sitting and smoking pipes or cigars, watching the world below. The Capri is believed to be capable of shape-shifting, altering its appearance, and playing tricks on people, especially unwary travelers. It can lead them astray in the forest or make them disoriented and lost. For all their trickster nature, the Capri are not necessarily evil. They are more curious than anything else and may simply be trying to elicit a reaction from people. In some instances, the Capri can even be helpful to humans, providing guidance and protecting them from danger. Nevertheless, it's important to treat the Capri with respect, as they can get angry or offended if they feel disrespected. Capri are seen in some stories as keepers of forests and ancient trees. They can develop a kind of friendship or affection for specific humans, especially if these people show respect or kindness towards them or nature.